It's a city in ruins, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. The most damage is in Mosul's old city that stood for centuries before the ISIL onslaught. This is where ISIL fighters fought to the bitter end. And as bulldozers sift through, the grim reality of war emerges. In the rubble of booby-trapped and bombed-out buildings, shrapnel, shell casings and dead bodies, plenty of them.
We found many bodies, including ISIL ones, scattered all across these neighborhoods. You can see the bodies. They're all over the place, and in huge numbers. We need support from the international community and organizations. We have limited capacities. We need help to lift these bodies soonest in order to avoid epidemics and diseases. Also to help people go back home and bring life back to Mosul's old city.
Hundreds of bodies of ISIL fighters were found. They will be buried in mass graves. But it seems that it's the civilians who paid the highest price in this war. So far, more than 3,000 bodies have been retrieved, and still counting. Uncovered in the trappings of war. They will be delivered to forensic labs in order to be identified and ultimately returned to their families, even if many are beyond recognition and will remain anonymous. A group of volunteers is helping out. Young people who, despite the stench in the air, the emotional and security challenges, say they want to bring Mosul back to its old glory.
We come here each morning, pull out the bodies and put them in bags. There are many obstacles. Our capacities are limited. The roads are blocked with rubble. We can barely move, and we sift through it with our hands. Our only tools are rubber gloves and face masks.
Abu Mustafa is overwhelmed. He's just on a day visit to his hometown, alone. He doesn't want his family to see how Mosul has become a city of the dead.
We need more help to get rid of these bodies as soon as possible. The smell is unbearable and disease is spreading. People are reluctant to come back because of this. Many are afraid they could enter their houses and find a booby-trapped body from an ISIL guy.
A fraction of Mosul's old city has been cleared so far. One estimate puts the number of civilian deaths at 10,000. It could be higher. For people who wouldn't or couldn't leave their homes during the war, the devastation is a testimony to what happened here. But their voices will never be heard. Hoda, Abdel, Hamid, Al Jazeera.